What's going on, YouTubers? It is your boy, Alyx, man. Welcome to yet another live broadcast for your boy's channel. We are here to talk about not one, not two, not three, but four shows. Big lineup of reviews. We got 205 Live. We got NXT. We got the Mae Young Classic Episode 4. And then Season 4 Episode 16 of Lucha Underground. All of that in tonight's broadcast. I believe all this took place on September 26th. September 26th, 2018. We're getting into the fall season. We are officially in the fall season, by the way. And it's looking like Wednesdays are the nights to be a wrestling fan. More and more as time goes by. Although Tuesdays aren't bad. SmackDown's actually pretty good. It is really good. But Wednesdays, though. Wednesdays, so far, are cleaning everyone's clock. We're going to talk about all of it. All the details, all the matches, all the craziness. And you guys get to tell me how you felt in the live chat and in the comments after the broadcast. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Alyx, man, do yourself a favor. Like the video, subscribe, and be a part of future live broadcasts when you click that bell to be notified, of course. If you really want to help expand the brand of your boy Alyx, man, you can do a couple of things. You can like me on Facebook, be a part of future Q&As, and catch all wrestling updates. Follow me on Twitter. Tweet along with me for 205 Live, NXT Mae Young Classic, and Lucha Underground. You can also donate using PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat, whichever fits your bill. You can buy yourself a Alyx Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees, and you can get yourself a Wrestle Crate. This channel is sponsored by Wrestle Crate, a monthly subscription service that sends you all kinds of wrestling merchandise, as you can see in the background, straight to your door for a monthly price. However, here's the kicker. If you subscribe today and you use the promo code DALYXMAN, that is DALYXMAN, DALYXMAN, you will get your first box 20% off. Your very first one, 20% off. You can do that today. The link to everything I just told you is down below in the description box. With that said, who is here? Who is here in the live chat? Who is joining your boy for tonight's broadcast? We got Big B Wolf, Kaide Vermillion, Brandon Cambambia, Star Wars fan, Brandon Stevens, the Big Dog. Oh Lord, of course, of all names, dude, the Big Dog, really? Beep Jr., the Beep Jr. Are you guys related? Joseph Winters, TPA Cliff, Hellraiser. Let's see here. Elias Ademi, the Fire Azantos. We got a couple more in here. I want to be sure I don't miss anybody here. We got Firestar Heart. We got, okay, here they come. There they are. We got John Cena, Brett Bullet 101, TLB the Fly Guy, Alex King, Matt Money Mo, XBL Wolf Clan. Okay, let's not spend too much time on this. I think that's everybody, though. I think I said everybody's name. Tyron Hunt and Jay the Awesome. All right. If I don't say your name, it's because I want to get to the rest of the podcast. Because look, we got 4 shows to get to. I love you. Thank you for making me a part of your day. With that said, let's get right into it with 205 Live. In case you haven't figured it out yet, 205 is no longer live on Tuesdays. The show is now taped before SmackDown, and it is aired live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. before NXT and Mae Young Classic. So I think that's a good slot. Eventually, I see this show just being moved to Full Sail. Honestly, do it. For real, if they were to move this show straight to Full Sail, I'd be cool with that. Hell, we could just integrate these guys into NXT and just make 205 and NXT one big thing. Why not? Screw it. Make the Cruiserweight division a part of NXT. It's under Triple H's umbrella anyways, so just make it official. But listen, I'm actually happy we moved it away from following SmackDown, which was a horrible idea. Cause super chat coming in.
Call at 2:05 the next day live.
Or just straight up 2:05 without the live. 2:05 not live is what we're calling it. But I've always felt having 2:05 live go after SmackDown was a horrible idea because the fans are tired. You sit through 2 hours of SmackDown, you don't got any energy left. What you should do is premiere the show before SmackDown to get them excited for the big show. Because after I watch SmackDown, I'm good. I want to go home. So, this was a good idea. Good move. I do think we need to do something about the crowd, though. Especially when SmackDown doesn't do well in terms of audience drawing and packing out the arena. It does affect 205 Live. So, the safest thing to do would be to move it to Full Sail. However, if you want to keep it in front of the big audience, go for it. Just be expecting the crowds to not always be present. But let's see what happens. I'm cool with what they're doing now. We moved it off of Tuesdays, so that's a good thing. So the show itself, let's talk about this week's show. We did Noam Dar versus my boy, Lio Rush, to kick things off. Lio Rush is so awesome. He has it all, man. He can talk, he can wrestle, he has a great swagger to him. He reminds me, I won't go that far. I was going to say he reminds me of a young Rocky Maivia. Honestly, that's kind of an insult because Rocky Maivia was not good. And it's also an insult to compare him to that level of talent this early. I think he has a lot of potential. I think Lio Rush, in his own way, could carry a show. The thing is, and I say this out of respect, Lio Rush might be in trouble because of him being below 205. Yes, WWE does not treat people like him well because of his size. And that scares me. With that said, though, he's in a great role on Raw, being the manager, the talking piece, the mouthpiece of Bobby Lashley, which is great for him. Both of them. And he's doing great things on 205 Live. So they've given him two really strong platforms to make a name for himself. And I think he's going to take all of that. He's going to take everything he's been given and make the most out of it. And we'll see how far he goes. I think he's going to go far. Matter of fact, I won't give him too long to win that Cruiserweight Championship. He's most likely going to win that very soon. But, yeah, he had a really good match with Noam Dar, who... not really impressed with Noam Dar and his work in WWE. I want to be. I don't hate Noam Dar. I can tell he's a good talent, but something's missing. The crowd turned on him. The crowd completely turned on Noam Dar in this match and went for Lio Rush because Lio Rush is clearly the better talent in every way. He is a better talent than Noam Dar. So it's hard to hate someone as talented as Lio Rush, even though he's a heel. You know what I'm saying? But Noam Dar loses to Lio Rush. And we move on to the next segment, which was a backstage interview between GM Drake Maverick, the Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander, and his challenger, Buddy Murphy. They are promoting their match for Super Showdown next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Cedric touts. He has more pride than Buddy Murphy, and that is why he will retain that title. Murphy, however, says he'll have the home field advantage. And he will, because they will be in his hometown, Melbourne, Australia, for Super Showdown. And he doesn't plan on making the same mistake twice, because Cedric beat him once. What's to say he'll do it again? He is going to be more prepared. So, looking at it, I think Buddy has a strong chance. When you look at what he's done this year, all the amazing matches he's had with Mustafa Ali, Kalisto, even Cedric, it's hard to say Buddy isn't one of the best performers in 205 Live, let alone WWE. Honestly, if anyone's going to beat Cedric, it would be Buddy Murphy. And then we could do Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. all day. Those two still have one of the best matches in 2018 for me. So, yeah, I would easily give that belt to Buddy Murphy if I was in charge. They'll probably keep it on Cedric. He'll probably hold that thing all the way to WrestleMania and then drop it to Lio Rush. We'll see. Speaking of champions, the former champion, Brian Kendrick, Cruiserweight and World, by the way, defeated a local talent. Did they even say his name? Just some guy they brought in. Well, Kendrick beat him. Afterwards, Drew Gulak picks up the scraps and decides to beat the piss out of him. But then Kendrick does something that was kind of odd. He stops Drew Gulak and says, "Alright, that's enough. No more. Getting a little violent. That's enough." Kind of an odd pause there, because even Drew's like, "What are you doing? Why did you stop me?" And then they raise each other's arms, and we're just kind of like, what was that all about? So was that like a tease for a future breakup? Because if it was, please. No offense to Drew, Kendrick, or Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I love all three individually, but as a stable, they don't work. Does anybody else feel that way about them? This stable doesn't really gel for me. Doesn't really work. There's nothing in common. Like, it'd be one thing if they all came out in suits, but they all don't even do that. They all just kind of don't mesh very well. So if they break up this stable, I'd be all for that. We could send them off doing their own thing. And turn Jack Gallagher babyface, please. I miss Jack Gallagher as a babyface. Alright, TJP cut a promo backstage holding up Lindsay Dorado's mask, which he stole last week. And he says he wants to do the same thing to Kalisto next week. So they're having a match next week. And then we get the main event. Mustafa Ali versus Hideo Itami. Let's just get to it. The match was awesome. It was phenomenal. No pun intended from AJ, but for real. Awesome match. Something has changed about Hideo, and I think I know what it is. Because remember, he's been wrestling in Noah wrestling company in Japan, Noah, for a while. They sent him over there to, get his passion back. And man, he's a lot more stiffer with his moves now, and I like it. Those kicks to Mustafa Ali on the outside, bro, they were nasty. So he's not exactly Kenta yet, but he's starting to return to that old school Kenta persona, which I love. I want to see full-on Kenta come back for 205 Live. And we're going to get more of that, I can tell, as time goes by. Because, man, these two beat the hell out of each other. There was this one spot. They were both on top of the turnbuckle. Mustafa Ali shoves Hideo off. And as Hideo was falling, Mustafa jumps off and hits him with a frog splash while he was falling. Now, I think Hideo's legs were up, so it looked awkward, but it looked pretty cool regardless. What else happened? What else happened that I liked? It's just an awesome match. I would have to go back and just rewatch it to give you all the spots. I already talked about the kick spot. Listen, if you liked any of Mustafa Ali's matches, you'll love this one too. The match ends in the no contest because both of them were... There it is. That's what I wanted to talk about. The freaking 450 on the apron. Holy crap. And that's what basically led to both of them being counted out. They got counted out. And best believe this is not the last time you will see these two wrestle. We're going to get one more. One more between Mustafa Ali and Hideo Itami. Only this time, no holds barred. Who knows? But I'm loving this feud. I'm telling you, Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy have been the light of 205 Live. Cedric I love. I think Cedric has been great, but if I was to give the award to two of the best performers, it would be Ali and Buddy Murphy. One of them would be number one. Wouldn't be Cedric, although he's champion. He'd be number 3. Cedric at best is number 3. Yeah, that's just me. How'd y'all feel about 205 Live? So, with that said, moving on to NXT. So, NXT featured the return of, and I gotta talk about this. Last week when I did my podcast, this side over here where it said World Champion said World Champion, and champion was misspelled, and there was a big joke about it, and I'm gonna apologize for that, but it was hilarious. That's why I'm bringing it up. And in case you guys are wondering, no, Tommaso Ciampa doesn't really know about it yet. He doesn't want to work with me yet, so we're good. Now, if he's watching it, he probably went back to look at it, and I might be dead in the next 24 hours. So, if I'm not alive, if you see my face on the news tomorrow, you know what happened. Regardless, Tommaso Ciampa came back this week to take on Otis Dozovic in the main event. And honestly, I'm starting off with that match because that match was great. We'll get into the rest of NXT in just a second. We gotta talk about Tommaso Ciampa and Otis Dozovic. Tell me that match wasn't awesome. That match was great. Yo, Otis is amazing. I've always thought Otis was amazing, but every time I see this man, the more I love him. He is a star. Him and Tucker Knight, I get the Roar Raiders are in line to be the next tag team champs. I hope Heavy Machinery get a run for those belts. One time. Because Otis and Tucker Knight are just jewels. Otis especially is a gem. Everything he does. I love the caterpillar or his version of the worm. I love it. It's great. He teased doing a suicide dive onto Tommaso Ciampa in the match they had. And then midway, he just stopped and did the caterpillar. It was great. I just thought it was awesome. Speaking of Tommaso Ciampa, this man can have a great match with anybody. Holy crap. Like, on paper, this is the most random match to have. And he went out there and had an excellent match with Otis Dozovic. He could have a great match with almost anybody, bro. And not saying something. This man is awesome. Appreciate Tommaso Ciampa while he's here. I'm telling you. A lot of you are sleeping on NXT right now. You better appreciate him while he's here. Because he gets to the main roster, he's going to turn to Kevin Owens and we're going to hate it. I'm telling you right now. Easily one of the best performers. Might be the best performer on NXT. Awesomeness. Loved this match. Loved every single second of it. That draping DDT on the apron looked like it killed Otis. It took at least 10 years off of his life. It had to. That was nasty. And then Tommaso Ciampa using the referee to distract Otis and then get the victory, man. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. The man keeps the belt. He runs off. Tommaso Ciampa stands still. You're NXT champion. I just had to get that out the way. I love that main event. Great match. Just an awesome match overall. But we still gotta be calm. We still gotta be calm because we got a long way to go before we get to NXT Takeover War Games. Yeah, War Games 2. And before I get started, real quick, see, Jake Salick just called me out. Deluxe, man, I wouldn't call it excellent. Look here, sir. I'm sorry that you don't like wrestling as much as I do. But don't come up here and tell me, well, I can't call anything. I said it was an excellent match, Jake. You got a problem with that, step into my ring and I'll backhand you. I'll get Tommaso Ciampa. And how dare you not say Tommaso Ciampa didn't have an excellent match? Are you trying to insult our champion? See, that is more insulting than what I did last week when I misspelled champion. Jake, you're going to call it an excellent match or you're going to take it up with Tommaso Ciampa. So take it back. Sorry, I'm just messing with you. Anyways, let's get to the rest of the show. The rest of the show featured some really, really interesting things. Lots of storytelling on the show. Storytelling! Oh my goodness. Like, for instance, we open up the show with William Regal, GM William Regal, coming out to discuss who attacked Aleister Black, but he is interrupted by the Undisputed Era. That includes Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and say it with me, Adam Cole, baby! Love doing that. I love it. I put some oomph on that too. I get that baby. Every time I say baby, it just gives me that Anyways, they criticize him for not doing his job by reprimanding the War Raiders for attacking him every time they come out, and of course, not giving Adam Cole a rematch that he for some reason wanted but never told William Regal. So William Regal decided, I won't give it to you tonight because you screwed over Pete Dunne and Ricochet, but in 2 weeks, you'll get your rematch in the main event. Triple threat, Adam Cole, Ricochet, and Pete Dunne for the North American Championship. Yes, sir. I'm shocked we're not saving this for NXT TakeOver War Games, because I would think, because honestly, that would have been my match for NXT TakeOver War Games, although that's a while off. Screw it, fine. Give it to me early. I'll take it in October. Not gonna complain. Speaking of championship matches, we got the War Raiders taking on the Undisputed Era in 3 weeks. So 2 matches I thought we were getting at War Games, we're getting early. I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. So that's the opening of the show. Still no word on who attacked Aleister Black. They did some stuff involving Nikki Cross. Nikki was seen backstage basically demanding a match against Bianca Belair, but also whispering to William, I know, as in she knows who actually attacked Aleister Black. And that's something I appreciate with NXT. I love how we interweave all the stories into other stories. Because while Nikki is going against Bianca Belair, we can still have her be involved with this story over here. And then, Tommaso Ciampa doing his thing, kind of having his long, slow burn storyline with Johnny Gargano, and they're being intertwined into Aleister Black. I love that. I love how these stories overlap with one another. And one has an effect on where that story goes. And that is how storytelling should go. That makes you want to tune in and care about everything that's happening. You get me? Everything that's happening with these NXT shows. And we see some of it happening with SmackDown as of lately. And storytelling matters. It's very important to tell a very engaging story. And NXT they're making an art out of it. Speaking of storytelling, backstage we see Johnny Gargano being interviewed about his loss against Velveteen Dream. Gargano says he had to get knocked down lower than he ever has before he can rise above his best. And he plans to show his progress next week against Tony Nese. Afterwards, he is approached by Lacey Evans and demands... he doesn't demand. Candice demands that she backs off. Sorry. Candice demands that she backs off because Lacey Evans was all up on Johnny. And I mean on Johnny. You know what I mean? Basically telling Candice, look, a real wife will support her husband no matter what, instead of trying to focus on her own career. So that will probably be a match we get, if not next week, very soon. Which, hey, Lacey Evans, bruh, kind of makes sense that she wants to go after Johnny like that, though. Man. We got a video package of Lars Sullivan, who had a match against some jobber. Don't even remember his name. But the match doesn't matter because EC3 comes out and attacks Lars Sullivan and runs him off. Yeah, he basically runs off Lars Sullivan. They're going to have a match next week. EC3 versus Lars Sullivan. That will most likely be the main event, if I'm not mistaken. Interesting. No, it will probably be it's going to be Johnny versus Tony Nese. We should mix it up, though. They should put EC3 and Lars Sullivan in the main event. We'll see. Doesn't matter. It's happening next week. What else happened? I think Velveteen Dream Velveteen Dream was interviewed, and he basically blamed the attack of Aleister Black on the one that's very obvious, Tommaso Ciampa. So that will probably lead to them having a match very soon as well. I think he earned the title shot by beating Gargano, right? So they're probably going to have a match soon. That'll be really cool to see. That's when we got The Mighty. That's Shane Thorne and Nick Miller taking on the Street Profits. And the Street Profits were a lot more serious this time around. No dancing. No clowning around. They were serious. They got in the faces of the Mighty. And before the match even started, I love that they were doing the whole face-to-face. And, you know, the Mighty was taunting them with the cup and the jewels and the bling-bling. And then Dawkins just, bow, right in the face. Knocked him in the jaw and just, it was so awesome. Just the way it sounded and the way it looked was so great. Just knocked his ass out. And the match was really good, too. You know, I thought Montez Ford especially looked really good in this match because he fed off of the audience. I love seeing them get serious. It was great. It was awesome. I loved that the Mighty cheated once again because that's their forte. They turned heel because they got tired of losing, and so they had to win cheating by using underhanded rules, underhanded tactics to get the victory. So that's what they did in this match, and they keep winning. They got a second victory over the Street Profits. So now we will most likely see another match, and maybe in that match, the Street Profits will win. I'm hoping. Here's hoping. Because I want to see the Street Profits get some love. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else to really talk about. I mean, we got something with Keith Lee. States his claim at the NXT Championship, and then he runs into, oh my God, of all people, the finest, Kona Reeves. They're having a match next week. Wonderful. Great. Of all freaking people, I hope Keith Lee squashes his ass. And then Kairi Sane took on Vanessa Bourne, beat her. Nothing else to really say about that match. Kairi just looked great. And then we had Shayna Baszler go out there and challenge her to a championship match at Evolution, which we all kind of predicted. I think we all kind of saw that coming. Look, if we're doing the championship match, can we get a stipulation? I don't mind them having a singles match, but this is their fourth match. Yeah, this is their fourth match since coming to the WWE. Let's give them a submission match, something, a stipulation, Falls Count Anywhere, anything. I don't want them just to have just a regular singles match again 4 times in a row. Give them a stipulation. They've earned it. For real. So, that was NXT. We talked about the main event and everything, so I think we're good. Give me your thoughts on NXT, and we'll go from here. Now, next up, we got episode 4 of the Mae Young Classic, and this episode featured the debut of Io Shirai, someone I've been looking forward to seeing since she was signed by WWE.
At least Kairi gets to be on pay-per-view.
Oh, please. Dude, she and Shayna are going to be, if not the highlight, one of the highlights of that pay-per-view. Easily. Because with the way things are looking, and I'm being real with you, Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss, Lita versus Mickie James, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, all those matches compared to Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane, and then the finals of the Mae Young Classic. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like the NXT Championship match is just destined to be match of the night, in my eyes, especially if we get a stipulation on it. So yeah, Kairi's definitely going to be a highlight, if not the highlight of the pay-per-view. But in terms of being the highlight of this show, it was easily Io Shirai. We'll get to her in just a second, though, because we got to talk about the rest of the matches. So, the first match, match 13 of round 1, featured Rachel Evers, a.k.a. Rachel Ellering, the daughter of Paul Ellering, taking on Hiroyo Matsumoto. Hiroyo Matsumoto. First time seeing her. Actually, I've heard her name before, but this is my first time watching her wrestle. I know she was trained. Who would they say she was trained by? I think they said she was trained by Funaki. Is that true? Regardless, this was a great match. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I think my favorite matches of the entire first round was this one And then a match with Mako. Who did she take on? Whoever Mako took on, it was her match and then this match. This was a great match. I thought Rachel looked awesome. I am so upset that we're not giving her at least more than just... I mean, she got past the first round last year, but can we get her to the semifinals or the quarterfinals at least? Like, Rachel's awesome, man. I don't know if is she even signed by NXT? I don't think she is. Last I checked, she wasn't signed. So, basically, it's another one that they are going to let slip by. Alright. But, yeah, Rachel's awesome. Always been a fan of Rachel. Since day one. And she continues to show me why. She really deserves a lot more credit than she gets. But she lost to Matsumoto. And Matsumoto is moving on. But great match. Best match of the night. And that's not saying Io's match was worse, but we'll talk about Io's match when we get to it. The next match, though, was... And this one was kind of weird. We got Jessie Elbun. First time seeing Jessie, just basically the kind of... Jessie reminds me of the kind of girl I would befriend in college, but, you know, would secretly have a crush on me, and I wouldn't notice it. And I would try to date every other girl besides her. And then she would get a boyfriend, and then that's when I would have a crush on her. Hey, some of y'all do the exact same thing to some of your female friends. I guarantee you, someone's watching me right now who did that to a female. Who had a friend that at first you didn't find attractive. Right? And you're just like, hey, what's up? We buddies. And then, you know, she secretly crushed on you, gave you all the signals. You noticed it, but you didn't act upon it. Then she actually got with someone else. And then you're upset that you couldn't get with her because she got with someone else. That's the kind of person Jessie is. Kind of weird that I explained that to her, but that's how my mind works. But yeah, she took on Tainara Conte, the Brazilian black belt. And look, Tainara might be cute. Not as cute as Jessie, but cute. But really not impressed with her in-ring style. I don't... You know, it's just like, okay, I appreciate the ground and pound roughneck brawler style that she has, but it's like, I was more impressed with Jessie, really. But Tainara wins the match. Decent. It wasn't horrible. It was decent. She moves on to the next round. And then we get to the next match, which... So, let's just talk about this. Last year, I did a set of videos doing reviews on a company called IWC. ICW. IWC. I did a video on the IWC, sure. A video called ICW Review. I forgot the name of the pay-per-view. But there were two women that stuck out. Kaylee Ray and this one, Isla Dawn. And Kaylee Ray last year, I thought was going to go at least to the semifinals. She got eliminated in the first round. And here we are with Isla Dawn, and I'm thinking this woman's going to go at least to the quarterfinals. And she gets eliminated in the first round to this no-name chick, Nicole Matthews. Who the hell is Nicole Matthews? Should I know who she is? Apparently she's been in the business for like a decade, and this is my first time seeing her. No offense to Nicole Matthews. She seems very textbook, student of the game. Respect to that. I wasn't impressed with her. I was more impressed with Isla Dawn. And honestly, I'll be real with you. The kind of gimmick, the kind of persona that Isla Dawn is, she's way too dark for WWE PG. So as much as I was disappointed with Isla Dawn not winning this match, I kind of get it. I didn't think she was gonna really... I don't think she is the kind of persona you want in WWE right now because of the PG stuff. When they're able to do a lot more darker, you know, pushing the envelope kind of stuff, she should come back. But yeah, absolutely, did not like this match. Did not like this match at all. I didn't think it was a horrible match. I just felt it was dull. Didn't impress me. Granted, my opinion might be based on the fact that my girl didn't win, but still, didn't like the match. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the main event. Main event. We'll talk more about these women because a lot of people are telling me stuff in the live chat about the women, so we can talk more about this. And before we get to Lucha Underground, main event featured Io Shirai taking on Xia Brookside. Now, Mrs. Brookside should not go unnoticed because I hope first off they sign her. Ooh.
Priscilla might also be too dark for WWE.
Yeah, it's true. That kind of doesn't spell well for her, but regardless, I think she should do well though. What was I talking about? Oh, Xia Brookside. Miss Brookside should not go unnoticed. She is really good. Very good. For a 19-year-old wrestling, oh my god. She is the bomb diggity. Diggity dog. But no, she's good. She really is. And I thought, listen, I honestly thought we were going to get one of those amazing back and forth highlight matches for both women. Because it didn't matter who won. It was all about making each other look good. That's not what we got. We got kind of a squash match. It was essentially a highlight match for Io Shirai. Because, man, Xia got like 3 seconds of offense, and then Io basically dominated her, smiling and laughing throughout the entire match. It was ridiculous. It's almost like she wrestled circles. No, she really wrestled circles around Xia, and it was actually kind of sad to see how she dominated Xia like that. But you know, it's fine. It's gonna happen. We all knew Io was gonna be one of the highlights of the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view. Spoiler alert, I think she's gonna go to Evolution, by the way. But the tournament and the way this match went, although it wasn't the match I wanted, I'm okay with it. It was a highlight match for Io, and it was good. Good match. Lots of crazy stuff. She did a freaking knee salt, not a moonsault, but a knee salt. So that's a moonsault while landing on him with her knees. And it had like a snap motion to it. So it was like a snap knee salt off the top rope. It was great. She's awesome. Everything you've heard about Io, believe it. People are telling you she's the best female wrestler in the world. Screw that. She is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Period. That means she competes with the men. She's that awesome. I'm serious. What makes her even more awesome is who she dedicates her style to, Rey Mysterio. So she's a mixture of Rey Mysterio and, let me see. Who's a good strong style wrestler I can relate her to? Do I want to say Nakamura? I don't want to say Nakamura. I don't want to say... Well, tell you what. You have an idea of strong style, right? Okay, so basically just use that. It's Rey Mysterio with strong style. That's the best way I can describe her. She's awesome. I see her going all the way. Matter of fact, she's probably going to win the entire thing. And then we'll do Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane, which, boy! That might be the match we do at NXT TakeOver War Games. Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane? Think about this, guys. We currently have three of the best wrestlers. Well, female wrestlers. Yeah, female wrestlers in the world right now. Asuka, Kairi Sane, Io. Now, check this out. We also got Mako. And, man, I'm telling you, man, without even having to think about anybody else in the roster, those four right there, bro. See, imagine, because we're already talking about future matches, like a Survivor Series, the 4 Horsewomen taking on the Four Horsewomen, MMA versus WWE Four Horsewomen. Imagine if we did those four, Io, Asuka, Kairi, and Mako, taking on the Four Horsewomen, Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky, or Ronda, Shafir, Shayna, and Duke. Bro, I'm telling you, I have a lot of hope for Io, but I'm scared. I am terrified. Absolutely terrified for Io. Because while her ceiling is limitless, pun intended, Keith Lee, WWE is going to find a way to limit her. And I hate that. Look at what they did to Asuka. If y'all can screw up Asuka was a star handed to them on a silver platter, and they screwed her up. If they can mess up Asuka, they can mess up Io. And that bothers me. If they can mess up Asuka, they can mess up Kairi Sane. And I'm terrified. I am scared of what they're going to do to them when they get to the main roster. So please keep her on the indie circuit. Keep her on NXT as much as possible. Please. Alright, nothing else to really say about that. Give me your thoughts in the comments. How you feel about the Mae Young Classic, the first round at least. Matter of fact, let's go to the live chat. I want to talk to you guys about what we're talking about here. Because a lot of people, when I asked them about how they felt about the first round, you know, they had some preferences. They had some things to say. And I want to read some of these comments. Killer Kelly. Yeah, Killer Kelly is a beast. That's another one from ICW. That doesn't get a lot of respect. That's another one. She got eliminated in the first round. You see what I'm saying? So what? Kaylee Ray, Killer Kelly, and now Isla Dawn. What's going on here, man? And right, she's the one that took on Mako Satomura versus Killer Kelly. Man, honestly, that might end up being the best match of the first round. Let's see what else people are saying here. EFC. Jesse reminds me of the face version of AJ Styles. Little bit, not too much though. Not too much. AJ wasn't as dorky. Not that dorky, at least. Although, in real life, she is. The Beep Jr. I did twice and ended up with the second one after her boyfriend cheated on her twice. Yo! That's crazy. Kanye, I friend-zoned every girl that had a crush on me. Dude! Y'all are cruel to some of these girls. Wow. But yeah, at least we can relate. Brett says, I want Toni Storm to win the Mae Young Classic. She'll probably go at least to the semifinals, if not the finals. Dustin Willis. How you feel about Chaos imploding from the inside? You think Nakamura will go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling to deal with his stable? Probably. More than likely. Anthony Ace. Io versus Kairi versus Asuka versus Mako at WrestleMania for the Women's Championship main event. Lord! Tell me about it. Tell me about it. The Fire of Zantos. I didn't watch the Mae Young Classic yet. Need to get to it. Yes, sir. Get to it. Check out Mako versus Killer Kelly. And then Rachel Evers versus Hiroyo. And I think you'll love those two matches. Alright, guys. So, with that said, and thank you, Anthony Ace. Apparently, Dawn is signed to NXT UK. Anyways, let's get to, finally, last but not least, let's get to some, wait for it, where is it, there it is, let's get to some Lucha Underground.
Introducing Lucha Lucha Lucha, lucha. Lucha, lucha.
So we're drawing closer to Ultima Lucha Cuatro, the fourth big pay-per-view, big event for Lucha Underground. It's not that far away. We're on episode 16, right? And I think Cuatro is going to be, what, a 4-parter? 3-parter? So we got 17, 18, and then 19, 20, 21, 22 will probably be the event. That's not a lot of time. We got, what, 2-3 more episodes left before... I'm telling y'all didn't think it was going to come this soon, but it's almost over. The season is almost over. We got 2 more episodes, and then we'll get to Ultima Lucha Cuatro. And there is no word. There never is word on a new season for Lucha Underground. It really is, honest to God, it really is a season-by-season basis. And it's looking like we might get a new season. Then again, I wouldn't be shocked if they ended the series here. But we'll see. I always appreciate what I get from Lucha while he's here. But basically, tonight's episode was just setting the ground for Ultima Lucha Cuatro, excuse me. That was last year. Cuatro is next. And we got to talk about some of this stuff. Because I felt like, once again, we had a great episode from Lucha Underground. We have Matt Striker reading a letter from Antonio Cueto. The main event will be a fatal 4-way to decide the number 1 contender for the Lucha Underground Championship, currently being held by Marty The Moth Martinez. Which, bro, I am so happy Marty got that championship. It's so awesome. The main event featured Pentagon Dark, King Cuerno, Mil Muertes, and El Delac and Azteca Jr. Skipping ahead to the main event. The match itself, it was good, but it basically was used to set up other feuds. So Phoenix interfered and tried to attack, kidnap Melissa Santos, and basically El Delac and Azteca Jr. jumped out of the ring to save her and helped her escape, and then those two brawl. So they're going to have a match at Ultima Lucha, more than likely. We had the Mac interfere and cost Mil Muertes a match. They're going to have a match at Ultima Lucha. Death match, by the way. A freaking death match. I'm there. I'm freaking there. You know they always going to have this ultraviolet match at Ultima Lucha. And I think this year it's going to be the Mac and Mil Muertes. Yo. So we got that. And then, of course, we got Pentagon Dark winning his opportunity, so it will be Pentagon Dark. Pentagon Dark versus Marty The Moth for the championship at Ultima Lucha Cuatro. I keep mixing those two up. It's Cuatro. 4. Ultima Lucha 4. Maybe I should just say that. It's a lot easier. Ultima Lucha 4. So that's 3 matches already set. We got how many weeks left? We already got 3 matches. Man, this show already does better than Raw. That's pretty cool. Moving on to the rest of the show, we saw Jack Evans come out. He says he refuses to wrestle in a company, the same company as Exolicious, because it's an embarrassment to have someone like Exolicious in the wrestling business. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And then he tries to quit. And then out walks Antonio Cueto, who tells him, "You can't quit. Not yet. Tell you what, if you win your next match, you can walk out that door. Unfortunately, your next match features you being," wait for it, "sacrificed to the gods." I love that. I love it when I love how he puts all that energy, that roar. "Sacrifice to the gods." I love that. That's really cool. And then Jack Evans tried to run like a bitch, as I would too, because it's Matanza. All of you would run like a bitch. You would run like a bitch. Jake Salig, you would run like a bitch. Elias, you would run like a bitch. Let me see. Who's in there? Who's there? Oh, Joseph Winters, you would definitely run. Brett Bullitt, you know you would run. Mad Money Mo, bruh, you'd probably piss yourself. You know you would. Dustin Willis, my boy, please, you would probably faint at the sight of Matanza. Anthony Ace, you probably get in his face for like 2 seconds, and then you realize that you're acting like a dumbass, and you would run. Let's see here. The only person in this live chat that I don't think would run is Aaron Sherwood. I think Aaron would stand up to him and go, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Now, he would be knocked out and he would get eaten. Sacrifice to the gods! But he would stand up to him. So I don't blame Jack Evans for trying to run away. It's freaking Matanza. He got some offense on him. He got something on him. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and he ended up getting sacrificed to the gods. So easily, in my opinion, this is going to set up that match that I think is going to happen at Ultima Lucha Cuatro. Got it right that time. Was that match that I saw being advertised between... it's Johnny Mundo taking on Matanza. And if you watch the trailer, you would notice that Johnny eventually does get the gauntlet. And I think he's going to use that to fight Matanza. So look for that. That's going to be nice. See. I think we still haven't seen what they're going to do with Ricky Mundo or Ricky, who has that possessed doll. He'll probably end up fighting Taya, because that just kind of makes sense. We'll see. I'm kind of predicting the match here, kind of laying things out. What I will say is I really enjoyed the debut of the Dark Rabbit Tribe. Not the White Rabbit Tribe, the Dark Rabbit Tribe. Paul London walks out during the Trios Championship match and introduces the former Mascarita Sagrada, now known as El Bunny, and the White Rabbit, Killer Cross. They watched the Trios Championship match. It was the Reptile Tribe taking on Joey Ryan, Exolicious, and Evilise, and the Reptile Tribe beat the living piss out of them. Afterwards, the Rabbit Tribe assault Ryan, Exo, and Evilise. So, probably, again, predicting what's going to happen at Ultima Lucha Cuatro, we'll see the Dark Rabbit Tribe taking on the Reptile Tribe, which sounds great to me. Sounds great. And then we got Jake Strong, Jack Swagger, Jake Strong taking on Drago and Aerostar in a 2-on-1 match, 2-on-1 nunchuck match, and they still lost. Jake Strong beat the piss out of them. And he ends up making, well, he tried to break Aerostar's ankle, but he ended up breaking Drago's star. Drago Star. Yeah, they're related. Sorry. Drago's ankle. So there you go. Jake Strong continues to look strong, which, I get it. You're going to build him up for Ultima Lucha Cuatro, and he's going to lose to someone there, I suppose, but... I already talked about the main event. Really excited about Cuatro coming up very soon. Should be a great special when it happens. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Lucha Underground. Just great. It's sad that it's now starting to kick it into gear with how awesome their shows are when the series is getting ready to end. The season is getting ready to end. But hey, at least we're getting awesome shows now. At the very least. So, alright, there you go. Those are the 4 awesome shows we got tonight. Now, Tyron Hunt just told me Season 5 is coming in February. Okay. Let me look that up then. Let me be sure that you're not BSing me. You're not just telling me something to make me happy. Matter of fact, let me get Siri on here. When is Lucha Underground Season 5 premiering? Let's see here. Okay, well, it's not official yet. Nothing about a Season 5 yet, but I wouldn't be shocked. Again, it's a season-by-season deal, but it'd be nice if they returned in February. Dustin Willis says, every show was better than Raw. Bro, this wall, all of it, just looking at it for 3 hours, is better than Raw. Seriously. Is Season 4 on Netflix? Not yet. It will be on Netflix after this season. But Season 3 is on Netflix. Let's see here. That's where London has been. Yeah, Paul London has been working with the Dark Rabbit. El Bunny and the White Rabbit. But he's really Dark Rabbit Tribe now. Brett Bullitt. It's hard to buy into Jake Strong as a threat because of him jobbing in WWE for years, honestly. They're giving him a shot, though. I appreciate Lucha Underground giving him a shot to make a name for himself. I don't think he's making the most out of it. Quite frankly, Jack Swagger was never all that impressive with me. But I appreciate Lucha Underground giving him a chance, giving him a shot. He at least deserves to have a shot. Now, whether he makes the most out of that is up to Jake Strong. And we'll go from there. So, I don't think he's all that impressive, but someone does, apparently. Let's see. Alright, I think this is actually a good place to cut things off. When do you reckon Lio Rush will make his first competitive debut on the main roster? Probably next week. And I'm not going to watch because nobody watches Raw. So, alright, this is a good place to cut it off. Thank you guys for watching my live broadcast on the 4 amazing shows. 205 Live, NXT, Mae Young Classic, and Lucha Underground. I will see you guys next week here on Wednesday to do the exact same thing. With that said, this is your boy, The X-Men, signing off. Please subscribe, love the video. Not like the video, but love the video. Okay, you can like it too. You don't have to love it. But please click that subscribe button and click that bell. Subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Check out everything down below in the description box, as well as a link to WrestleCrate to get yourself a monthly Wrestle Crate box, and you can use the promo code DeluxeMan to get it to your door for 20% off the first month. And all that jazz. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Diggity dog. This is your boy DeluxeMan signing off right here in your boy DeluxeMan's world. I'm out. Pirish.